It was a beautiful Monday morning, and the streets were busy with people who were hurrying to work. You pedaled your old bicycle. Its squeaky chain was rattling. The world seemed heavy on your shoulder, the dust your parents had left behind, the loneliness of living without them, and the secret you carried every single day. Your loose shirt was fluttering slightly in the wind, and you tugged at the buttons, making sure they were fastened tightly. If anyone saw through your disguise, everything would end. As you turned the corner, the familiar sight of the little flower shop appeared. The smell of fresh roses, lilies, and carnations reached your nose before you even stepped your cycle. Suddenly, an old man, waving his hand at you with his wrinkled smile, and bent back. Ah, Hanjunia, long time no see. You don't come to buy bouquets from me anymore, son. Is everything okay? You smiled at him and got down your cycle. As you walked towards him, you bowed at him. Ah, my dear, how is your mother now? Is she doing fine? You often used to buy fresh red roses for her. Did she got discharged from the hospital? As the words left his mouth, your eyes filled with tears, and soon those tears reached down your cheeks. You lowered your head and whispered, "No, she has not any more." The old man's eyes dropped in sadness. He held your hand and took you inside the shop. Ah, son, that's life. So sad to hear. Losing parents is the hardest thing. Stay strong. You nodded, forcing yourself to smile lightly. Yes, Uncle Lee, I will be strong. The old man weakly smiled. Suddenly, a pair of strong arms wrapped around you from behind. Your eyes widened. Then a familiar voice hit your earlobe. Hey, bro, how are you? It was the shop owner's son, Wuhan. Panic rushed through you like fire. You quickly pushed him away. Your face burned with your heart raced. You turned your head to see him giving you his boxy smile. Wuhan, how many times have I told you not to do this? Oh, Uncle Lee, why don't you scold him? Wuhan while sat on the chair beside him after slapping him back with a playful grin. Why are you always so shy like girls, Hanjun? It was just a hug, a brotherly hug, that's all. A nervous smile escaped your lips as you looked at him with narrowed eyes. I'm not a girl, you get that? I'm a boy, okay? Don't make fun of me. Mohan laughed awkwardly. Araso, I was just kidding. The old man chuckled and looked at you warmly. Son, here, take this, your favorite boba tea. You smiled at an old man and said, Oh, Uncle Lee, you should have not bothered. The old man just laughed. Mohan quickly grabbed the tea before you could even extend your hand. You don't want? Fine, I will drink it for you. Before he could take the first sip, you snatched it back. This is mine. Don't dare to put your greedy eyes on my boba tea. You said, glaring at him dramatically. The old man chuckled while Mohan hit your hand teasingly. Dear, I am glad they finally employed you in the company where your dad used to work. You are lucky, son. Your father would have been proud of you. I think too. You took a last sip and placing the empty cup on the table, you bowed at him. Thanks for tea, Uncle Lee. Trust me, no one can make a better boba tea than this. Thanks once again. Now I will leave. The old man nodded. Hey bro, go carefully and fix your cap properly. It's slipping. You gave him a fake smile and adjusting your cap, you heard. After a while, you took hurried steps to your desk while fixing your cap. Everyone was busy in their works. No one had nothing to do with others' life, but you still were always nervous and scared. As you reached your desk, you threw yourself on the revolving chair, taking a deep breath. Suddenly, the glass door opened, and the CEO of Jeon Company, Jungkook, walked inside. Everyone immediately stood up and bowed in perfect unison. Their chairs scraped against the floor. You scrambled to your feet too. Your heart was pounding. You adjusted your cap and looked up to see him already watching you. Your breath hitched while your heartbeat raced, your mouth parted unconsciously, and you felt weak. Why does he always affect me like this? You thought in your mind. His dark eyes narrowed slightly, almost as if he was trying to reach your mind. He leaned closer. You gulped and bowed at him repeatedly. Come to my cabin, Hanjun. You blinked your eyes while pointing your finger at yourself. Me? Of course you, he said while slipping his hand into his pen pocket. You nodded quickly. Yes, Mr. Jungkook. You rushed behind him while glancing at the employees who gave you a party look which made you scared even more. Jungkook's reputation as a cold CEO always trembled you. As you stepped inside behind him, your heart raced. The faint smell of leather and expensive cologne filled the room. The cabin was neat, elegant, with floor to ceiling windows showing the city lights. Jungkook sat on the leather chair. You immediately bowed deeply. Yes, Mr. Jungkook, you asked nervously. Your hands were nervously clutching the shirt. Jungkook looked at you for a moment and then gestured towards the chair opposite him. Sit, Hanjun. You nodded quickly and sat as you adjusted your cap nervously. Jungkook set the file aside and leaned back in his chair. His gaze was steady as he began to speak. Your father was a nice man, Hanjun. He was always dedicated to his work. Never once did he show laziness. He gave his everything to this company. He was a great man. Your chest tightened instantly at the mention of your father. You looked down as you gripped your knees. With a faint smile, you are just like him. I am proud of you. You are still young, but you are doing really well. Mr. Kim told me you even do two shifts sometimes. Please don't make yourself too tired. You looked at him surprisingly, and yes, because of your hard work and dedication, you will be receiving a bonus with this month's salary. He added with a warm smile. Your eyes widened, you blinked at him rapidly, staring at him in a disbelief. Are you serious, Mr. Jungkook? He nodded, smiling slightly. Of course I am serious. That was it. Your eyes burned and your throat tightened. Before you could step forward, tears spilled over. Jungkook's smile faded as his brows furrowed. Hey, why are you crying, Hanjun? But instead of answering, you sobbed harder and covered your face. Your shoulders shook uncontrollably. He was not used to this. He didn't know how to handle tears, especially from his employees. He quickly stood up and came around the desk, crouching beside you. Ye Hanjun, stop crying, please. Hey, he said and gently patted your back. Then, acting on instinct, he pulled you. A strange electricity rushed between you. His chest rose and fell quickly while your breath caught and your tears slowed. Don't be mad, Jungkook. He's a guy. You gulped and slightly nodded. Millions of butterflies were fluttering into your stomach. Soon realization hit him. Your cheeks were burning red and your hands were trembling as you stood up and bowed at him quickly. Thank you, sir. Jungkook just stood there frozen. You faintly smiled and rushed out of his cabin. Reaching the desk, you plopped on the chair and clutched your chest. Why does my heart race like this? I like him, but I can't tell him even. I can't risk the job, you whispered to yourself. Your father used to work in Jeon company as an employee, but after he died, you had no money. You needed to find the job, but as it was a male-dominating industry, you were afraid that you will never be able to find the job, so you disguised as a boy to work in Jeon company. The office was finally over. You pedaled your cycle, eager to go home and have some rest after a long, tiring day. But when you were heading down the road, your bicycle gave a loud thunk and wobbled dangerously. You jumped off just in time. No, not now, please. You said the tire had gone flat. You kicked it in frustration, but immediately winced, holding your foot. Hey, seriously, can't one day go smoothly? Your cycle had stopped near the Han River where the lights were reflecting on the water like scattered diamonds. You sat down on the railing, sighing heavily. Suddenly, a black luxury car slowed down beside you. The window rolled down, and you looked up to see Jungkook. Your heart skipped a beat. His dark eyes looked at you from the driver's seat. Hanjun, what are you doing here, alone this late? Mr. Jungkook, oh, my cycle star got punctured. Oh, no worries, get in the car. I will drop you home. No, no, don't bother, I will manage. Jungkook looked at you and sighed. Opening the car door, he got down. You frowned when you saw him walking towards your cycle. Within a second, he lifted it from the ground and placed it in the car boot. Mr. Jungkook, please don't bother. Oh, come on, sit inside, he said warmly as he opened the passenger door for you. You hesitated for a moment and then slid inside. Jungkook smiled, closing the door. He himself sat on the driver's seat and started the engine. After a while, finally, the car came into a halt in front of your house. Jungkook got down as he helped you unloading the cycle. Here you go, Hanjun. He spoke as he parked the cycle. You bowed at him. He smiled and was about to leave when you said, Mr. Jungkook, it is chilly outside. If you don't mind, I insist you to come inside. You helped me a lot. I just want to thank you by making you drink a warm cup of coffee. You requested. Jungkook thought for a while and then nodded his head as he gave you a warm smile. You rushed inside the kitchen and started to make coffee while Jungkook was looking around your tiny house. My house is not big. I'm sorry. It is so messy also. You said, pouring the warm cup of coffee in mugs. Hearing your voice, Jungkook turned to you. Huh? No, Hanjun, your house is very beautiful, just like the way warm and cozy house should be. He said, sleeping on the chair. You smiled and gave him a coffee. Thanks, he said before taking a first sip. You smiled and plopped on the chair in front of him. As Jungkook took the first sip, his eyes glanced around. Suddenly, a frown appeared on his lips when he spotted pink slippers near the shoe rack. First, he thought to ask you, but he let it go. After having a warm coffee, Jungkook said thanks to you and walked out with his heart beating faster. He knew it was wrong, but still his heart was getting faster when you were around him. The next morning, you were walking through the hallway while clutching the file against your chest. Your cap was pulled low, hiding the softness of your voice, almost suffocating you, but it was the only way to keep your disguise safe. Jungkook had called you to bring the report file in his cabin. His office was 36th floor, but today the elevator was not working. You were climbing the stairs. By the time you reached near the meeting room, your breathing was uneven, but then you froze. The door to the meeting hall opened and you saw Jungkook walking out, the man who was untouchable yet made. He stepped out with his suit jacket hanging loosely on his arm. Sleeves were rolled slightly and tie was loosened just a bit, looking devastatingly handsome. You guessed softly, your heart hammering so loudly you feared someone else might hear. He looks like he walked straight out of a drama poster. You tried to take another step, but your shoes betrayed you. The corner of your foot twisted, and suddenly the word spun as your body tilted. The file flew out of your hand and paper scattered in the air. The hard stair edges hit your body, first your shoulder, then your side. But worst of all, you crashed harshly against the staircase railing right on your chest. An unbearable pain shot through you. Jungkook eyes widened in shock. Hanjun! He shouted while rushing to you. He reached out and caught your body before you could tumble forward. Your head leaned against him weakly. Your cap was tilting off slightly. Few strands of your hair shone. Hey, open your eyes, don't close them. Do you hear me, Hanjun? His voice trembled slightly, something no employee had ever heard before. You tried, but your eyelids felt heavier by the second. Boss, you whisper barely left your lips. His mind went blank, he cursed under his breath. Oh my! He took you inside his cabin as he laid you gently on the long leather couch. Oh, this is not working. He groaned and looked at you. Your eyes were heavy and they were slowly closing. He ran a frustrated hand through his hair, pacing for a half second before looking at you again. No, 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 stay awake. Don't close your eyes. His voice broke, hesitated just for a moment, but survival instinct pushed him. With trembling fingers, he stood up and then sat beside you. No, please don't. His jaw dropped as he saw you. He froze while you closed your eyes in regret. Jungkook's hand tilted midair. What? His breath caught against his ribs as a realization set in. You are not Hanjun. You are a girl. He stared at you, completely speechless, his brain refusing to process. The girl he thought was a male employee all along, the girl he strangely felt drawn to, was right here. A single drop of sweat trickled down Jungkook's temple as he finally tore his gaze away. You lied to me. You lied that you were a guy. Your teary eyes looked at him with the guilt, fear, and helplessness were stuck in your throat. Your lips were trembling as you tried to explain. I didn't. I had no choice. Choice? He raised an eyebrow. You nodded your head, letting out a deep sigh. After my father, I had nobody. I was so scared. No one would hire me. If they saw I was a woman, I couldn't feed myself. I couldn't pay the debts even. Jungkook was listening. This job, this field, men get the chance more, women are pushed out. I tried to tell myself I would find another way, but there was no other way, so I became Hanjun. You pressed the last name out like a wound that wouldn't heal. I only wanted to keep the promise to my father. Hearing that, Jungkook breathed out. It was a quiet sigh of relief because finally his heart was beating for a girl. Your heartbeat raised. I'm not angry that you lied to me. I understand. I'm sorry that you had to go through a lot. You had to hide your identity to get a job. I'm sorry that you thought women can't get jobs easily, but men can. The society we built, it made you suffer. I'm sorry. You shook your head. No, Mr. Jungkook, it's not your fault. Don't be sorry. Clearing his throat, he spoke. Miss Ryan, when I was at your house, I read your diary. You blinked, surprised, and your cheeks burned hot. You remembered that awkward lines you scribbled when you fell asleep thinking of him, how you called him handsome, how you wondered. Hearing him say it aloud made the tiny private confession feel enormous. At first I thought why he would love me, but now it made sense. Did you read everything? Jungkook smiled. Some of them. Your cheeks flushed at his sudden mention because you had written so many thoughts of you about him on that diary. I just want to say the feelings are mutual, Mayan. Your eyes widened and you felt millions of butterflies fluttering into your stomach. You are mine. You don't need to hide your identity anymore, he said, and you smiled.